Kenny with Sound Deluxe Car Audio here. We're doing our newest kit for the 5th gen Toyota 4Runner. We got the doors partially disassembled here just for filming purposes. So you're gonna wanna pop these caps off right here, real simple with the flathead screwdriver. And then you wanna wedge your flathead screwdriver in here and pull out this way, and that'll pop off that cap to reveal another Phillips screw. And there's 3 Phillips screws on top of this little sail panel here. You'll pop that off with your sail panel. Once all 3 of those are out and your sail panel's off, you'll grab from the bottom corner right here and pull out. That'll release the door, and then once all the plugs are released and you got it hanging about like this, you'll start here, pull straight up. That'll release that gasket. And once the door panel's off, you won't be able to pull it out very far, but you'll be able to get about this far, and then you'll unclip these. These pull straight out, and then you'll unclip them from the little circles that they drop into. Then you have one plug right here that's going to go to all your switch controls, so you just unplug that one, and then you'll go down to the very bottom and you'll unplug this one for your dome light system. So once those are all unplugged, you'll remove the door panel like so, and then you're going to have your vapor barrier, so you're going to be able to remove that completely and toss that in the trash. You're not going to need that anymore. And then you'll start the harness disconnection process. You're going to remove the speaker. You're going to remove basically all the door plugs or the keepers for the wire harness all the way around. This one right here unplugs, so you'll unplug that one. You'll remove these 2 10mm bolts to get off the impact sensor and the ground, also the window motor plug. So basically the whole harness will come off, and then you can just tuck it over here, right here in the floorboard. And then you can start the installation process of the kit. The kit's pretty simple to install. You always start at the top, line up the holes with a couple reference points, and then work your way down. That's a pretty simple kit. And then once the kit's installed, you're gonna reverse the process, plugging these back in all the way around. Step number 1 is to disconnect the battery, okay? So remember to disconnect your battery because you have this sensor here and you don't wanna throw an airbag, okay? Or an airbag light, I would say. It's not gonna blow up on you, but you definitely don't want the light on. So that's pretty simple. Once that's all back together, the easiest way to put this door panel on is to take off this window felt. So it just unsnaps like so from the door panel. Taking it off, it comes off together when you remove the door panel, but putting it back on, you're gonna wanna remove it, just pull out and these clips unsnap, and then you'll feed it in from the front to the back, snap it in place. Then you're gonna get all your plugs like so. And start with the bottom one here. Plug that one in first. Then you're gonna start with the door handles. The rod, the solid rod, goes to the door lock, not the handle. So the solid one, there's a solid one, and then there's a steel braided one that's flexible. You don't want to get those mixed up. So the solid one goes to the door lock, which is on the top. You just click it in just like that, make sure it's in the hole, and snap it right in. Same with the bottom, which is the door handle. Snap it right in. You're gonna fold it back into these little foam areas right there. And you plug in your window switches and locks right there. And then you just line everything up. Pretty simple. And then just push it into place all the way around. Then you'll go ahead and put your Phillips screws back in and your sail panel, and you're all good to go. All right, so we're here going to be doing our rear doors. We've already prepped this door so you can see once I pull this panel off, but it's basically the same process as the front. You're gonna have the 3 Phillips screws, pop these caps off, one here, one here, one here. Once that's done, you'll pull from the bottom corner, pop the door plugs all the way out, and then you'll lift up and the gasket will come with it, just like so. So that's all the way off just like that. Like I said, we've already prepped this so you can see. Set this down. This is what it should look like right here before you start installing your kit. So you're gonna wanna completely remove that wire harness. We like to tuck it inside the door on this door because it just works better that way. You'll remove your speakers, remove the door harness completely, tuck it inside along with the cables. And then once that's all done, then you're gonna put your kit on. Make sure you feed your cables back through the little slit that's going to be there in the kit, and then remove your harness out and then plug everything back in and put the door panel back on. Simple process. All right, so we got our 5th gen Toyota 4Runner kit right here ready to go for the rear door. So it's all been cut out, the door's all prepped as you see. We're gonna start removing the backing. I think the easiest way to do that is to lay it flat on the ground. Yep, just like that. Right there. Okay. So your door, make sure you clean off that door real good with some spray, you know, like some glass cleaner or something like that, and a microfiber. Just get all the dust out of the way. And then you're gonna wanna use a reference point like this here, line it up with that, and just lightly tack it in place. And then make sure that your door plugs are lining up like so. And then, like I said, you're just gonna wanna just lightly tack this and then seal it up at the top, making sure everything's aligned. And this is the reason for just removing part of the backing, is so you can easily get to these cables and feed them through that little access hole right there. So once you got those through right there, you can work your way down a little bit and then flip it up and remove the rest of the backing. Like that. So we got all our backing removed now, except for this little piece. All right, good to go. All right, so we got our backing all removed now, and then you're just gonna work your way down, kind of feeding it in as you go along, making sure it stays lined up. And then we made another relief cut right here, little access hole. This is where you're gonna feed your factory harness through. Perfect, make sure that all the cables are through, and then just lay it down all the way around. Just like that. Easy peasy. All right, so everything's all lined up. You got all your holes back where you can see them. You want to secure that really good all the way around. And then with a blade, you're gonna punch in right here and trace out the hole for the speaker. And then you can take that piece of material and stick it on the very back wall for you. And then you'll just start putting your harness back in place as you go along, so on and so forth. Just plugging things in as you're going along. And once all the plugs are back in place, then you can reverse that process, take that weather strip off and put it on the door, and then click on your door panel, connect all your plugs up and everything like that, and you're good to go.